Hello, my name is Myron Yazi. I'm I'm a student of Grand Canyon University. I'm in the information technology with the emphasis on cybersecurity program. For this class, the ITT-370 wireless network class, we're asked to do a presentation on all the work that we have done since week one. Um, so here we go. First time doing a presentation, so just bear with me. First week was learning about Wireshark, free open source packet analyzer, which is used to troubleshoot, analyze software, and communicate protocol development. It's a tool used for all people that use uh, uh, the internet, wireless Wi-Fi capabilities. You're able to scan the area and see who's online and who might be getting too close to your personal space as far as trying to get into your network, your home network. I use my hotspot, and then we're asked to turn off turn off our security, and then to use Wireshark to have us see the difference between an open and a secure internet. Of course, open. Just it says, as the word says, open. It's open for everybody just to walk in, just almost like having your door wide open. But having an encryption on it, a WPA encryption, it's just like closing your door and locking it to where nobody can get in unless they know the password. So that was our first assignment, and it was pertaining to Wireshark. Second assignment was doing a PowerPoint, wireless versus wired. Again, first time doing a PowerPoint, but it was pretty interesting to do, fun to do. But the the point of the assignment was to have us learn about the differences between a wireless network and a wired network. Of course, wired, it's more secure, it's faster. Um, Wireless is less costs. It gives flexibility. It gives mobility to the employees, and there's less wires. There's less cables that are needed. They're both good. I think they're both good. Uh, but for wireless, you need a strong signal in order to have that good productivity for employees who are on travel or who need to be home. But that was our assignment, and I did my best to do a PowerPoint. Um, that was week one, and then week two was about us us doing a project, our first project, and we're given a list of businesses to do, and I did mine on Pikes Peak Healthcare because I've been working for the healthcare for about or for over 20 years. So this was more familiar with me for me, and just gave us a brief description of what the healthcare, their mission, their vision, their profile, their services, and the goals that they have set for themselves and for the patients, and the number of employees. So that's what was offered to us. So I chose Pikes Peak Healthcare, and from that we had to do a project, a network design proposal. We did our project scope, feasibility study, and network needs analysis, QoS requirements, reliability and security requirements, network design, detailed design documentation, and cost analysis. That's that's what we had to do for week two. so so that's what we did week 2 at the start the process of what's the scope, what's the objective of the network, uh, secure services, integration of updates, versatile information process, how reliable it's going to be, and for the workload that is needed, the collaboration with the offices and departments, how they're going to be able to communicate with each other through Wi-Fi, and scalability, um, how the existing network, um, how it is, and how are we going to improve it for change, for the ever evolving growth of technology, and then for the users, who's going to be using it, and then the equipment that we need, and then the proposed budget for all the equipment, the devices that we need pertaining to wireless. Uh, we have to list those down. So that was week 2, when and then we also had to do network needs analysis on the data types, what the facility uses. They use EHR, electronic health records, RPMS, resource and patient management system. EHR, that's medical medical records. Instead of being on paper, it's 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 all in a computer. They're patient records, and RPMS is used for checking in patients, for scheduling appointments, and then of course the use of IP phones. And then the number of users, how many employees that are at the facility that we need to um, cater to provide a service to, so they can do their work for the patients, and then what type of speed requirements that are good to have. And for 802.11n, it's good to use that. It's able to use a 2.4 gigahertz and also a 5 gigahertz for speed. And then of course there's a newer one, 802.11 AC, which is strictly just 5 gigahertz spectrum. And then further on down the road, there's Wi-Fi 6, 802.11ax, which is 6 gigahertz, which is good to start planning ahead, to be able to incorporate that as it as it as it gets more developed. We can be able to embrace that and implement that into the network. And then load variation estimates. We have to explain that. And then also for for week 4, we have to do a QoS, um, quality of service requirements for the project. For QoS, it's able to tell you what, if you're using voice, if you're using video. It helps to free up bandwidth for the most needed bandwidth. For example, video, and then audio, that requires a lot of bandwidth to have it run smoothly. So QoS configures how much within all the bandwidth that is there, to set aside enough bandwidth have the videos run smoothly, have conference calls, IP calls run smoothly, so there won't be no disruption. And then of course, priority wise, all the way down to email. What's a priority, all the way to the most needed priority, I guess you can say. So that's what that is, and then you're able to um, we learn about what type of architecture to use that best satisfies a facility that best satisfies IP phones, to where it's going to be able to have the employee be mobile throughout the facility without having the calls be lost. So what is the best architecture to use? And I I learned that controller based access point architecture is best. And then of course you have to. It's good to use a wireless site survey to before you even start anything, to perform that wireless site survey, to be able to uh, to see how many access points you need, and to see the best placement, the best location for your access points, and then to position them uh, properly, to where if you have somebody that's in an elevator, as they're going up, you want to position those access points to where it can keep those signals strong. So that's what I learned about QoS and what it does. Then and then there's um, trying to look for my next assignment. I believe does, and then we learned about um, ICU and wireless sensor network, what that does, and um, learn about SCODA, learn about DCSs, PLCs, and how that is it's operational technology, like for natural gas, for water, for electricity, industries like that, and how they through the years have incorporated uh, information technology, and then to where people people are able to get to their network through their system, and and how it can be real crippling to a town, a city, because it provides gas and um, uh, electricity and water, and how it can how it can how it can just shut down a whole town and city, and just how ICU, what it is and what it does, and then for for industries, water, electricity, and gas. Learn about that. That was somewhat difficult to understand, but I have a better understanding now. And then there's of course there's this week 7, reliability and security. Just learn about all the um, all the ways that a hacker can interrupt services on a wireless network. There's a lot that they can do. DOS, denial of services, has a lot of attacks within it. And then there's jamming of the system. There's just a whole lot of what people can do. Um, um, flood flood the bandwidth, flood the system to where it leaves the wireless network vulnerable for attackers. That's what that was about, and then all the security that we can do to protect the system, which is of course encryption, authentication functions. That's always a good thing to do, and always first and foremost. And for for layer 2 there's encryption, and for for layer 3 there's also encryption. um, then TKIP, temporal key integrity protocol, WPA1, and CBC MAC, CCMPWPA2. They're mainly used with with 802.11 in, and then 802.11 AC, and of course VPNs, and then which extendable authentication protocol methods is best to use, and the most secure is EAP slash TLC is the best one to use, and then bring your own device. How the Wi-Fi has brought about that. People want to use their own devices. People are on the go. People want to feel comfortable. So pretty much saves the company money not having to buy all these devices, since their employees have them, and let them use them for work and keep their personal separate from the business, and then set their devices up to where it can be secure, and set them up with a proper entry to the network by use of VPNs. That's what this assignment was about, pretty much. And then of course there's um, this last assignment for this week was to do a listing of all the all the all the equipment that we're going to be needing. Um, so I made a list, and we had to do the cost and the availability, the performance, and the maintainability of each one, and their specs for routers and access points, and controllers, and desktops, and then also laptops and tablets and switches, um, and then servers. So we had to do costs, availability, performance, and maintainability on each of those. Did that, and then there's also and then and then we had to do a cost of them, um, cost, price, quantity, how much we think that we're going to need for each one, how many routers we're going to need, how many access points we're going to need, how many controllers we're going to need, how many desktop computers we're going to need, how many laptops we're going to need, tablets, switches, and how many servers that we're going to need, and the pricing, the quantity, and the total for each one, all the way down to the total of it, what the cost is going to be. Um, and then here's some pictures of a router that I selected, and then you really can't see it, but it's a access point Linkski, I think that's how you say it. Um, then there's a controller that I selected as well. And then Then the laptop that I selected, it seemed like it would work pretty well. And then desktop computers, I selected that one. Good price. And then switches. I researched this one, found this one. Then there's tablets. Doctors are going to need tablets. Nurses. So there's a tablet, and then a server. I selected this one. I believe this is it. And a server, which I just selected one, and I felt that it would do the job. And then so that was that, and then we had to do a packet tracer. Go into packet tracer and set up a pretty much a small scale of what it's all going to be about, and then make sure that this PC was able to talk with this PC, Wi-Fi router and server, and make all these devices that are going to be connected to the system. And then I was able to ping the two PCs, ping one from the other, and he was able to successfully communicate with each other. So that's my presentation, and I really enjoyed this class. It was a real good class. I learned a lot. Good understanding professor, and thank you, professor, for being a good professor and understanding and working with us and providing good information for us, and to all my classmates too. Good luck to each of you. So with that, have a good evening. Thank you very much. Bye.